Hello, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Junior Mint with two T's because of copyright. Never forget. Thank you so much for tuning in. If the audio sounds spectacular, let me just tell you, it is because an amazing patron of mine on my Patreon page has literally gifted me this amazing speaker. And so thank you so much, Megan. The audio quality is up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up. Now it's stuck. It's literally stuck. The audio is going to be fire from now on. So thank you so much, Megan. Literally, I hope everyone appreciates the audio stylings. Yes, this week we are going to be talking about resentment. Resentments are things that we truly build up within ourselves, and it all fuels, in my opinion, our self-hatred towards ourselves, our jealousy towards others, and all the feelings of inadequacy that we feel. That's what this whole sermon is about. And so, yeah, I'm excited to talk to you all about it. And I guess, yeah, thank you. Let's get into it. Resent-Mintt may be one of my favorite Beyonce songs, but guaranteed you should not have any towards yourself. Because even when you think about the song Resent-Mintt, it's literally about Beyonce building up resentments that she is not good enough because Jay-Z went and cheated on her. See, and that is exactly what happens with the way that we think about ourselves when society is not built for us or when people do us wrong. You are not the problem, baby. Do not let people treating you wrong or society not being built to accommodate you make you think that your value is less. No, bitch. Society is fucked up. And that's the moment where I really realized that I was an activist in high school, was because the moment that you begin to see that the world is not built for you and that it is as well trying to make you think you're the problem. Hold up. No, I am not the problem. And that is exactly it. The same way that people want to paint a black woman out to be the angry black woman, people want to paint out every single person who is being marginalized and disenfranchised. And they want to make them seem like there's a reason why society is mistreating you or not accommodating you. When no, the system is prejudice, racist, discriminatory, all of the things, okay? I refuse to begin to resent myself because you don't know how to treat me. I refuse to resent myself for my beautiful ass skin tone when a makeup brand doesn't want to make my shade. I refuse to resent myself because a motherfucker doesn't know how to treat me in a relationship. These are just things that I'm no longer allowing, I'm no longer accepting. So bitch, never forget, your worth is far greater than anything that anybody else can give you, okay? You give your value to yourself, and that is one of the secrets to life, bitch. When it comes to our resentments that are built up towards ourselves, it is truly just a brick wall that stops us from not only all the beautiful blessings in our lives, but as well growth, okay? Because when you build up that resentment to yourself, it's that moment where you are not liking or loving yourself for who you are. Whatever emotion you're feeling, however you physically feel, however you physically look, it does not matter, okay? Because once you build those resentments up, that's the moment where you begin to hate yourself for it and you begin to want to change. And that is where I always found myself, is truly just feeling like, oh my God, I hate myself for this natural piece of myself, whether it be my hair, my skin color, whether it be, I went to college in Boston where literally I could not find anyone who cut black people's hair within like 45 minutes of the city. So it literally, like, things like that make you truly begin to dislike your own self for being who you are when the world just isn't built for you. The world literally is not accepting of you, is not loving of you, is trying to devalue you at every corner as a black trans woman. So for me, having to unlearn all of those different pieces of like, you're not the problem, Junior. You're not the problem. You're fantastic, actually. It's the world. It's closed-minded people. It's all of these people that you're trying not to make uncomfortable. You're not trying to like ruffle the feathers too much. Bitch, ruffle some feathers. Ruffle them. That resentment is the root of the self-hatred and the guilt that we feel towards ourselves. And I speak from personal experience because Every single form of resentment and self-hatred that I had towards myself was always rooted in not fit now, one of society's boxes, trying to be the perfect black person, being the perfect trans girl, or just being the perfect queer person. I just had all these different things in my mind that I was trying to navigate and not make other people uncomfortable. And it all just made me so upset at the fact that I wasn't perfect. There was always a piece of me that I was trying to navigate and keep in mind anytime I was in interactions. And it's so amazing to me, the liberation that I feel of resentment and self-hatred when I decided that I was going to start living for me. I was going to be creating myself in the image of who I wanted to be, rather than consistently thinking about how I'm not meeting someone else's standards or I'm making someone else uncomfortable just by being myself. And that was a truly liberating moment. I realized growing up, instead of recognizing the societal structures that were at play, because I was a child, and as well on top of it, most people don't even recognize the societal things at play. They just end up building resentments and self-hatreds towards themselves. For example, when I was in college, there were no hard hats that were able to fit over my afro. And that was a moment where, thank God I was in college for it, because I was able to actually say oh yeah, it's not my fault that my hair is this way. It's not my fault that there aren't hard hats designed to fit over black people's natural hair without having to do a whole 20-minute routine before I leave the house in the morning, which is a 20-minute routine no one else has to do. It just is one of those things where I've learned to consistently not be upset with myself for the world not being ready or willing to accommodate who I am. And it is an opportunity for me as a proud black trans woman to make the world accommodate me, so that way the next generation of black trans girls and black trans people will be able to not have to worry about something that I have to think about, changing the gender marker on my ID or getting my name changed more easily. It's things like that that I so easily could just internalize all of that and turn that into resentment and hatred towards myself. But it's a mindful choice every single day to remind myself that my value is not determined on whether society or the world can accept me. It's about loving myself. Once you do that, that is when all of the resentments and all of the self-hatred can be lifted. It's so difficult to navigate this world as who you are authentically, because by doing that, you inherently are going against the system. The whole status quo is built around homogeny and everyone being the same. There's a reason why everybody is expected to fit into the same molds. Everyone is expected to be able to check a box on a list, when people are more dynamic than a box on a list, and the ways that we think about the world have to be more dynamic than simply compartmentalizing every single thing down. We have to see things with nuanced perspective. And so when I think about all the resentments that I built up for myself, it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing to even realize that as you continue to navigate life, you will consistently be building up more and more resentments against yourself, just because that's the human experience. All of us will slowly be gaining new resentments, and we'll have to acknowledge those and then grow through them. And then by the time you think you heal from that, here comes another thing. And that is what life is about. But the thing that we must never do is not acknowledge what we are seeing in ourselves. The fact that we are resentful of ourselves for things that we can't change and things that we should not be resentful about. I should never have to feel resentful of myself and my skin tone just because makeup brands don't want to make a color in my shade. That is a them problem. That is them being exclusionary, and that is them being racist. It is not an issue of me that I need to lighten my skin in order to get your product. It's a matter of you are being racist by literally diminishing the fact that I even exist. And so that is part of what, as a black trans woman, I have to consistently navigate, and understanding that my body is not incorrect as a trans woman just because I want to have my body hair, or I want to have a bulge, or I don't want to do hormones or anything like that. I am not less of a trans woman just because my experience and what I want for myself is different than what society wants for me. It is amazing when you take the onus of your own story and you take the onus of your own experience, and you realize that it can be whatever you want. Bitch, you want to be an astronaut. Bitch, you want to be a sex worker. Bitch, if you want to own a ranch, if you want to just breed horses all your life, whatever it may be, you can do it, you can accomplish it, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's so amazing to truly sit in the fact that You are valuable whether or not you ever fit in. You are valuable whether or not a clothing company ever makes tights in your shade. It is not a matter of we need to fit into society in order to be happy. We will make society fit to us because society is the human-made creation. Humans, we are the ones who are unique and individual, and we can customize this society to whatever we want. So what I recommend to you is find all of the people who support and love and cherish who you are. So that is that on that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this connected with you. I hope you got some wisdom from it. I hope you got something that will brighten your day and as well enlighten your day. Okay. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for the support. And as always, if you would like the full unedited version, please subscribe to my Patreon and you will find a link in there. But until next time, I will see you all. Mwah. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay enlightened. Mwah.